And we're live. Welcome. Got the little thumbnail here. Got the old Randy Moss bear, as you can see. It says right there. Limited edition here. Special edition here, Number 4,818 out of 12,500 produced. Something my dad gave me, and I'm going to cherish this till I die. And somebody else can have the Randy Bear, as long as they're a Vikings fan or a fan of Randy Moss. Good collector's items here. So yeah, here is August 4th here. We're still alive. Hanging on. And we're going to do what we can do, We're going to fight. And we know a battle we're facing. And I ain't got to go into detail. You either know what's going on or you don't know what's going on. And if you don't know what's going on, I don't really feel sorry for you, because you should already know what's going on and you should make a good decision in your life. And what's going to be coming down the pike, some people are going to be really blindsided and you really don't know what's going to go happen. And so, I'm here to talk about sports as long as I can be on the air, as long as I don't get thrown off the air, thrown off these platforms. And obviously, if I do, I'll go elsewhere. But until then, I'm going to still be here talking sports, speaking my mind, of course. First and foremost, I like to give a perspective of me. I'm not bought and paid for. I'm not a robot. I'm not a government plant. I'm not somebody's bitch. I'm nobody's lackey. I'm nobody's bootlicker. I'm nobody's enforcer, thug, financier, cosigner. I don't buy into people's rhetoric. I've come to the realization and the knowledge of, by piecing together a lot of things. And that's what I've formed my opinions on a lot of things and how I stand. And I will not waver on my stances, on my values. And that's just how it's going to be. At least I stand somewhere, unlike some people. And we're not, like I said, I'm not going to get into here. And besides, the war is bigger than me and you, and bigger than the bickering of the social media platforms of the Zuckerbergers, of the Bezos, of the Billy Gates of the world, or whatever. It's bigger than them. Bigger than us. People are missing the point. And that's not what I'm here today. I'm here today to talk about sports. Football's coming up. We got other sports going on right now. NBA free agency. DeMar DeRozan is a Bulls now. We'll go into that here. We'll get into that a little bit here. Today I want to kind of break down all the divisions, who I think right now, knowing what I know now, and things that are coming down, guys getting hurt, or obviously COVID's affecting some of the players, not just in football. But I'm not sitting here. Please don't strike my channel. I'm not trying to talk about being medically or anything like that. It's just that these players are affected by this virus. And so I have to speak of this. Whether my point is pro or con, it means nothing. I'm talking sports, and obviously in sports we have to deal with real life things, and these things affect us in sports in the coming season. We got preseason Tomorrow night, we got the Hall of Fame game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have some Hall of Fame speeches. One person that we will be missing from their Hall of Fame speech will be Troy Polamalu. So, and it's really sad because he deserved to get there, and unfortunately circumstances have but we wish we hope Polamalu recovers and he could beat this and he doesn't fall victim to the. So that being said, let's get into some sports here. We're gonna go to see what we got here. All right, so let's see here. We got some afternoon baseball here. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays. I used to call them Devil Rays. They call the Rays. You call them Devil Rays. Oh my goodness. The Rays won 4-3 today against the Seattle Mariners. The Cincinnati Reds won 6-5 against the Minnesota Twins. The Milwaukee Brewers are leading 4-2 over the Pittsburgh Pirates in the bottom of the eighth. The Padres are leading 3-1 against the Oakland Athletics in the bottom of the fourth. We have the Baltimore Orioles and New York Yankees later on today. The Phillies versus the Nationals. The Cleveland soon-to-be Spiders taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. The Detroit Tigers at home taking on the Boston Red Sox. With the New York Mets taking on the Miami Marlins. The Los Angeles Angels taking on Texas Rangers. We got the Kansas City Royals against the Chicago White Sox. We have the Atlanta Braves taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Chicago White Sox taking on, or not the White Sox, Chicago White Sox are at home taking on the Royals. The Chicago Cubs, Southside Chicago Cubs taking on, they're actually in Colorado, the high altitude. We got the Houston Astros taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers, and we have the final game, the San Francisco Giants versus the Arizona Diamondbacks here. All right. Let's go to the NFL right now here. We'll go. No, we'll go to the NBA free agency here. Go to the NBA free agency here. As the Chicago Bulls have landed DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, and Alex Caruso. I could care less about Alex Caruso in my opinion here. Chris Paul stayed with the Phoenix Suns. Mike Conley stayed with the Utah Jazz. John Collins stayed with the Atlanta Hawks. Kyle Lowry is part of the Miami Heat now. Like I said before, DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, and Alex Caruso have signed Chicago Bulls. Carmelo Anthony has joined Dwight Howard. And basically, Carmelo Anthony's teamed up with LeBron here. So we're finally seeing Carmelo-LeBron matchup here. And Andre Drummond and Patty Mills Andre Drummond is on the Philadelphia 76ers, and Patty Mills signed with the Brooklyn Nets. Other players like Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Trae Young, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander reportedly come to agreements to max contract extensions here. They're getting the max deals now, guys. They're getting the max deals here. And looks like oh yeah, Malik Monk is also on the Lakers. Kendrick Nunn is on the Lakers. Tucker Horton, he is a Laker. Blake Griffin signed with the Nets. Yeah, Evan Fournier is a Knick. Derrick Rose re-signed New Orleans, so Alex Burke. But now Kemba Walker is now a New York Knick. Golden State Warriors added Otto Porter Jr. and Kemba Walker. Yep. All right. So still top free agents left to sign. The biggest name still left to sign is Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard has not signed yet with any team. Spencer Dinwiddie, Kelly Oubre Jr., Dennis Schroeder. You got Danny Green. They got Laura Markkanen. You got Reggie Jackson, Victor Oladipo, Josh Hart, Andre Iguodala, Justice Winslow, J.J. Redick, Terrence Davis, Denzel Valentine, Wesley Matthews, Paul Millsap, Kareem Birch, Hamdi Diallo, and DeMarcus Cousins. All right. Golden State has traded forward Eric Pascal to Utah for a protected future second-round pick. Mike D'Antoni will become a coaching consultant of Willie Green's new staff in New Orleans. The Raptors have waived center Aaron Baines. Free agent guard Terrence Davis has agreed to a 2-year guaranteed deal to stay with Sacramento. Free agent Victor Oladipo has agreed to a deal to return to Miami Heat. Sources say here. Ernest Cantor has agreed to a deal with the Boston Celtics. He's back with the Celtics now here. Kiefer Sykes. Rudy Gay reportedly signed a 2-year deal with the Utah Jazz. Patty Mills. Kelly Olynyk signed with the Pistons. Georgie Dangy signed with the Hawks here. Otto Porter. Free agent center Tony Bradley has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Bulls. So far, the Knicks have picked up Kemba Walker. They've re-signed Derrick Rose, Alec Burke. They picked up Evan Fournier. They re-signed Taj Gibson, Reggie Bullock, in the role. Duncan Robinson signed a 5-year deal with the Heat. Norm Powell signed with the Trailblazers again. Tim Hardaway signed with the Tim Hardaway Jr. signed with the Mavericks. Rashad Holmes signed with the Kings. Gary Trent Jr. signed with the Raptors. Doug McDermott signed 3 years with the Spurs. Daniel Theis signed a 4-year deal with the Rockets. TJ McConnell here signed a 4-year deal with the Pacers. Will Barton with the Nuggets. Zach Collins with the Spurs. Cameron Payne signed a 3-year deal with the Suns. PJ Tucker with the Heat. Torrey Craig signed 2 years with the Pacers. Alex Len 2 years. JaVale McGee 1 year with the Suns. Robin Lopez 1 year for the Magic. Jock Lono. Bo Bands. Markieff Morris signed with the Heat. Hassan Whiteside signed with the Jazz. Malik Monk signed with the Lakers. Kent Bazemore signed with the Lakers. Devontae Graham, Pelicans. Spencer Dinwiddie signed with the Wizards. And Keeper Sykes. All right, so that's basically the big free agency news coming out of the NBA. So let's turn our attention to the NFL now here. And yesterday I didn't a podcast or anything like that, but there was a big brawl between the New York Giants players, and Daniel Jones happened to be on the bottom of it here, so. Yep, on Fox here, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock Eastern. On Fox here, the Dallas Cowboys take on the Pittsburgh Steelers here. And so, Joe Judge was kind of mad at the Giants because the bottom of the pile, you have your franchise quarterback at the bottom of the pile of a scuffle. You know, that's not always good. So, Giants scrum could galvanize team. Well, hopefully. I mean, you don't want that to break a team up, but it's Quentin Nelson. Quentin Nelson says he's and another fight at the training camp. Dan Campbell, the Lions, is fired up over his team's. I mean, I guess that's you bond over beating the shit out of each other, right? You're supposed to be. I understand things get a little pushy, shovey. Everything gets a little. People get tense. People start. NFL Players Association will soon push for NFL to resume daily COVID testing for all players. Philip Rivers says he hasn't ruled out return to the NFL. So, does Rivers come back and go play for the Colts? DeMarcus Lawrence is activated from the PUP list here. Quentin Nelson, aim for week 1 You ready for week 1 for the Colts here? That would be very big for him to be back for them in week 1. And then the Panthers here, those of you that haven't seen the video here of the Panthers have waived rookie safety JT IBE after he basically, laid a scary hit. This video showed it. He basically laid out, what's his name? Keith Kirkwood, and basically laid out Kirkwood so bad that he had to go to the hospital. You hit him pretty damn. I'm gonna watch the video myself, but if you put a guy in the hospital, it's pretty bad. Like I said, I knew a guy in high school who was a linebacker, and he put a kid in the hospital, and he felt bad. They didn't kick him off the team or anything, but you can't. You're not out there to try to kill your teammates, but guys are out there, to make hits too. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets looked at as far as being on another team, maybe, or I don't know. Who will be the NFL's first $30 million non-quarterback? Well, looks like they're hinting at maybe T.J. Watt, which wouldn't be bad because I think T.J. Watt definitely is one of these prime young defenders in the league that's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. He's already got the accolades now. He's building up the stats here. Now all he needs now is to get to the playoffs and chance to get championships. To solidify that. Like any big defensive guy players. In the year like Aaron Donald and all that. Those guys got the accolades. They just need the titles now. And let's see. So definitely. All right. They said, what if we had football in the Summer Olympics? Oh shit, that would be that would be something. But yeah, we'll dive into this game right here. We'll look at this. We'll check out this here game here. All right, the Cowboys are obviously plus 110 on the money line. The Steelers are -2 as far as the spread. The over/under is 33 points. Obviously, Dak Prescott will not be starting for the Cowboys. So, and maybe Roethlisberger doesn't play. Maybe you get Dwayne Haskins and maybe the rookie quarterback or whatever quarterbacks. These teams have. Maybe see. I don't even know. Maybe see Zeke a little bit or whatever. I don't know. Who knows? Definitely see a lot of these young rookies for both these teams. You've definitely seen Najee Harris, but how long will you see those type of players and those guys? We'll be playing at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio. That is tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock West Coast. So definitely get ready for that here. All right, now we're gonna go to the NFL schedule here. And maybe I wrote down this preseason thing of the teams here. And I'm going to go through first. I'm going to explain to you who I think is going to win the divisions, obviously. Finish, top of the division to bottom of the division. And then as the later days, I'm gonna break down the schedules and give you why I picked these teams where I put them, and as far as what I'm gonna predict as far as their number of wins, how many wins I think that they will amount in the season, just by knowing what I know now and seeing what I see here. So we start off in the AFC East. We have obviously you have Buffalo, you have the Patriots, you have Miami, and you have the Jets. I have the Jets in last. I have Miami third, New England second, and Buffalo first. I just believe Buffalo is the class of the division now, but I believe New England, last year had some struggles and had a lot of guys that basically didn't play with COVID. They got two good tight ends coming in with Hunter Henry and Juju Smith. If they stay healthy, they'll run a lot of two tight ends. I mean, I kind of like how they got Mac Jones. Eventually, I think he's going to be the starting quarterback sometime this year. I mean, especially if New England, if New England starts, bottoming out a little bit here, I can kind of see them moving towards the switch to Mac Jones. But one of my faithful friends, his name, my man Day, he's a trusted Patriots fan, and I trust his decision. He believes that Mac Jones will not play this year. They'll have Cam just play this whole year, and then basically next year Mac Jones will take over the reins. I'm on the ilk of the otherwise. I believe of the other last. I believe that if New England struggles enough, I believe they'll have no choice but to try to get Mac Jones out there. I mean, now will be I could see it to where, hey, if they stay somewhat competitive, but then they realize they have no chance they have no chance as far as a wild card spot or whatever. I feel that maybe they'll start kind of do what Mahomes, like they did in Kansas City. Mahomes played the last couple games. They phased him in the last couple games and then allowed him to basically take over fully next season. So I think that could bode very well for New England. So we go to the AFC South here. I believe I'm saying I believe the Houston Texans will be last. Them and Jags will be kind of neck and neck a little bit there. I think they'll both, but I think Jacksonville. I believe Tennessee and Indianapolis will be first and second. I mean, I believe Tennessee will be the top team in that division here, but I think Indianapolis will definitely. They'll be, those two teams will be neck and neck, and those two teams will definitely be battling for the division. We got the AFC West. I have the Broncos in last, followed by the Raiders. Then I have the Chargers, and I have Kansas City. I just believe Kansas City, they're just the cream. They're still the cream of the crop of the division, and I think they're going to get a little bit better here with a revamped line and just some other, revamped players to go along there. But I still see San Diego. I see the Chargers getting a little bit better there as long as they can stay healthy, and maybe if Eckler and the running game can figure it out and stay healthy, and same thing with their passing game here, and they can just I think a rookie running back to watch out for on the Chargers would be Larry Roundtree III here. For you fantasy sleepers, please don't take my fantasy sleepers. But yeah, and I just think Herbert could take it to the next level. I think the Raiders and Denver, I think they're both going to be. I mean, I think that there's a lot of players retiring. There's a couple of players retiring from the Raiders now. The second executive has resigned. I don't know what's going on with the Vegas Raiders right now, but hopefully that doesn't affect them going forward into the season. All right, we go the AFC North. I have the Baltimore Ravens in first, Pittsburgh Steelers in second, Cleveland Browns in third, Cincinnati dead last. Now people say, well, Pittsburgh's, they don't have their offensive line rebuilding, whatever, la la la. I mean, you got the aging Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, their defense carry them the whole season? Will the defense be able to just, and we saw that with the Ravens when they had to, when they had test, when Trent Dilfer was there when they beat the Giants, and they didn't have a really great offense, but they had a, crazy lockdown defense with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. And now, am I trying to say that T.J. Watt is the equivalency of Ray Lewis and Minka Fitzpatrick is the equivalency of Ed Reed? No, but they're highly talented, capable players, and they can shut down anybody at any time. And defense, defense wins championships. Defense can help you win games. Because if your defense can stop another person's offense and limit them, and your offense is able to put more points and limit the other team, you're gonna win games. I mean, it's not the most fancy, beautiful looking, way to win games, but it doesn't matter how you get W's, and at the end of the day, it's a W. We'll move on to the NFC now, the NFC East here. I got the Philadelphia Eagles in last. I got the Dallas Cowboys third. I got the Washington Football Team second. You got the New York Giants finishing first. Now, maybe people might think, well, are you a homer because they scrummed and fought? No, I think the Giants can just, things should just go right for the Giants. And Saquon could be healthy, productive. They keep him healthy and productive during the season. And Daniel Jones can be productive and, get the ball out. They have playmakers. They have playmakers at the receivers and the tight ends and the running backs. And, I think their defense is ever improving. It's a young, talented, improving defense. And I believe they can just keep on improving on it and take it to the next level. I think they can compete with the Washington football team. And, Dallas, I mean, I think Dallas can win, but it's going to be depending on how healthy can Dak be, and how healthy I mean, and Zeke take the pressure off and actually run the ball and be productive and not, fumble like he did. And even though he had a bad down year, he was still a top 10 fantasy running back per se. But we'll see. The NFC South, I have Atlanta last, I have Carolina third, New Orleans second, Tampa Bay first. Obviously, Tampa Bay is the cream of the crop of that division. I still think New Orleans, even though there's no Drew Brees, I still think they could. But I think Carolina, if Carolina can keep CMC healthy, I think, they could get, and, Sam Darnold down there, he reconnects with, Robbie Anderson. So, I mean, hey, those two kind of get a connection going already. They, they also got DJ Moore down there. They got a hard-hitting defense, young defense. I mean, they got rid of this kid, strong safety, but they got Jeremy Chin, who's the young guy that they drafted last year, was solid, and obviously this other kid, but he got waived. I mean, it would have been really, that would have been a hard-hitting duo there. That would have been tough, but that remains to see if that affects Carolina or not during the regular season or not. We'll go to the NFC West. I have San Francisco, the 49ers last. I have the Rams third, Arizona second, Seattle first. And I just think, many people, I mean, Jimmy G and I'm just not sold. I think, the Rams, I mean, losing a running back maybe not hurt them or necessarily, but I mean, Cam Akers was a young, explosive young running back that was about to come on the scene, about to really, take the Rams to their offense to the next highest explosive level. But I still think there's a rookie there by the name of Otis Anderson that, might be able to take him to the next level as a rookie guy that basically they don't, they're all thinking it's going to be Henderson or they're going to bring somebody in, Todd Gurley, whoever. And I just think Arizona made a lot of good moves, as far as getting J.J. Watt help certify that defense. They got a lot of more firepower on that offense, and so I think that just makes them even more dangerous to stop Harley. And then I think that defense now, they've I mean, I'm telling you, these guys have gotten some pretty solid players, and Arizona will be a team to be reckoned with here. That's for sure. And last but not least, NFC North, I have the Lions in last. I have the Bears third, Vikings second, Green Bay first. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is coming back. It's a no-brainer. I think the Green Bay still remains pretty volatile. They get Randall Cobb now. I mean, they got some other young talented wide receivers. They still got pretty good, you know. They got Aaron Jones. They got AJ Dillon. I mean, they got some talented guys that are going to be. And then they drafted another kid, Kalen Hill, and that's the talented running back. So I mean, you're Minnesota. I just think that we got a chance. We have a chance, but it's going to just depend on how well we do, and we'll see how everybody does. I mean, we're definitely going to be improved in the secondary, and we'll have to see about our line if we can get some pressure on the line and take some pressure off that secondary. And offensively, we know we could do it offensively as long as we can keep Dalvin Cook healthy, our line stays healthy. We could get it to our playmakers, Thielen and Justin Jefferson and or Smith here. I think we'll be okay here. So yeah, it's kind of like where I've been at right now here, just kind of seeing this kind of where I'm seeing that's basically what I'm predicting. I'll put in the numbers, obviously, what I think. Okay, this is how it's gonna end. Like, okay, boom, boom, this team will be this and that. I mean, but yeah, I mean, we're seeing the free agency still going on and training camp still going on and things of that nature. But I mean, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see here, like football, and get to see some football, some sort of normalcy of football tomorrow. So we'll get down and maybe break down the game a little bit here. And give you some who's going to be playing. Who's players to watch out there. But other than that, we're gonna sign it off here, and hopefully everybody has a great day. Enjoy the rest of the sports here, and enjoy life as much as you can. And don't let these people tell you what to do. Stand up. You're not a robot. You're not bought and paid for. Stand up.